let's describe that. Like terms. With like terms, we want to make sure we only collect things that are like. And so the way I'd like to start out with this is say, hey, if I got 3 happy faces and I got 2 sad faces, can I add those to make 5 happy sad faces? And in essence, what I'm hoping you say is no. And you're like, yes, but I'm like, no.
Okay.
Okay? So we can't add those to make a happy sad face because one's happy and one's sad. It's kind of like saying, hey, if I have 3 apples and I have 2 oranges, can I combine those to make apple oranges? Well, only if we throw them in a blender, right? So in this case, what we're doing is just putting them in baskets. Whenever you're adding, you're just putting them in baskets. Now, it's a whole nother, multiplication and division is a whole nother story. But when we're adding and subtracting, we're just kind of collecting them into a basket. Okay? I'm adding them to my basket. So we have to remember, okay, so if I have 3 happy faces, 2 sad faces, plus 5 happy faces, and a negative 10 sad faces, right? Then when I add those up, I can only collect the happy faces. I can say if I picked up over here 2 apples, and then 3 oranges, and then 5 more apples, and then 7 more oranges, then I would have a total amount of apples and oranges, right? It's the same thing with the happy faces. Okay? So in this case, I'm picking up 3 and 5 happy faces. So that means I got a total of 8 happy faces. But now I have 2 sad faces, and I'm taking out 10 sad faces. And see how I put 2 lines under the sad faces and 1 line under the happy? It's because I'm telling myself, oh, happies go with happies, sads go with sads. So I'm using those lines as a technique. And so how do I add 2 and negative 10? And well, we know how to do that. It's just negative 8, right? So we're negative 8 sad faces. Okay? And that's kind of a start. So now we're going to go straight into the X's and Y's and Z's. So now that we understand a little bit about apples and oranges, sad faces and happy faces, which later on you'll probably get a confused face because your head will be hurting. So, but for right now, let's look at X's and Y's and Z's. And we have to understand that X's go with X's, Y's go with Y's, Z's go with Z's. So X's go with X's, Y's go with Y's, and Z's go with Z's. And by throwing those different lines under them, it lets me know that, hey, I can take this with that. And I have 3 plus 8, and that's 11x. I'm going to switch color just so we can see that I can take this with this. And so now I can see that I got negative 6 plus negative 4, and it's negative 10 y's. And I'll switch color again. And so I got this with this. And I've got 7 and 11, which makes it 18z. And so that's what I'm left with. 11zx, negative 10y, and 18z. And to go real quickly, we have over here 5x plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 8x squared. Okay? So what I'm going to do is x's and x's squared are 2 different things. Just like x's and z's are different. Well, x's and x squares are different also. So I have to separate these from each other. And once I get that these are different, then everything else kind of comes together. So now I can collect my x's and have 5x plus minus 3x and get 2x. And then I can look at my x squares and get 2x plus 8x squared is going to give me plus 10x squared. And now here comes another kicker. The way we like to put things is in alphabetical order. Now on the last one it was x, y, z. So it's already in alphabetical order. Well, this is an x and x. So what's the difference between x and x? And so there's another thing we also like to do, and that is we want to put them in alphabetical order, and then order of dominance comes first. And so dominance meaning what is the power of the variable. And the power is this guy right here. And when the exponent, the highest exponent, goes first, followed by the next highest, followed by the next highest, followed by the next highest. And so since we know that there really is a 1 here, then the first one would be this guy, 10x squared, followed by this guy, and we know there's a plus out here, so plus 2x. And now we got them all organized, and we're happy campers.